Today I'm presenting one of the most fun keyboards you could ever sit down and play with, the Yamaha PSR-SX700. Please stick around. Hi, this is Ted Barsili with Alamo Piano Galleries. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and take a look at some of the other videos we have. And if you haven't, go to alamomusic.com and you will be able to find a lot of these keyboards, certainly information on the Yamaha PSR-SX700. And as promised, this is a very fun, fascinating, and great time killer keyboard. I keep thinking of the original Baldwin home organs called the Fun Machine. If there ever is such a thing as a Fun Machine, it's the top of the line PSR keyboards. And the first thing I want to talk about is how familiar this thing is to a lot of users, whether you ever owned one or not. But if you've ever come across any kind of Yamaha digital keyboard, certainly a portable one, in the last 25 or 30 years, this thing's going to be real familiar. And to give you an idea, there's been some upgrades over the last time on their top of the line series. The 700 is a wonderful keyboard, and the thing is, before you even get to the table of contents in the book, the description, it's fascinating because they tell you you can use the keyboard alone, you can use it with a computer, and then you can also use it with other devices. And that's what's kind of neat about it, is that the connectivity you'll see in the B-roll film. It's got great connectivity in the back and a simple explanation in the front. The way it's laid out is the control panel and the buttons is all the buttons work, but I'm going to get to the upgrades. I'm so excited about this thing, is that you have a microphone input or a guitar input, and then you also have a stereo auxiliary mini jack input for utilizing Bluetooth or getting some other kind of device to go into the machine. And on the display, the keyboard works like every other Yamaha keyboard. There's a song section for playing songs. There's a style section for picking the style of the song. And then there's the voice section for picking out the voices that you want to go with the style to make a song. And all of that comes with a 16-channel MIDI recorder. It also has a wave recorder on it, and you can record straight to a thumb drive or a zip drive, whatever they call them. The other thing I wanted to talk about, this is an upgrade for this particular keyboard, is it has a different type of key bed, and it has what they call an organ type of action on it. And it's really neat because it's touch sensitive, it does change the sound, but it does play like a really, really light synthesizer or organ. That is kind of really cool in a way. It's 61 keys on the keyboard, but the sounds go down the full 88 key range, and you can adjust the octaves and things like that. What's new is the touch, and it's kind of really responsive, and it's fun to play. It's not a weighted action or anything like that. This isn't for piano players. It's not a piano replacement. This thing is not just a keyboard, it's actually a workstation. It's an arranger, and like I said, a 16-channel recorder. What's new on it is the joystick. Not only does it pitch bend, but it also gives you modification over any modulation you have, or it can also, there's a filter sweep and a reverb, which are live on the fly turnable knobs, which are a lot of fun. And the other thing that's, I struggled with this because this is so new and showing my old age. Old Yamaha keyboards have their display screen. They had buttons around it to go this way or over here, and then buttons on the bottom. That's pretty much gone, even though there's still buttons around it. It's a colorful LED screen, and you touch the screen just like you do on a phone. And that to me is fascinating, even though I kept trying to find a button to go with the thing that's on the screen. It's taken me a while to get used to the modern technology on this keyboard. And Yamaha uses their advanced waveform memory samples on here. And the PSR-SX700 comes with about 986 sounds or voices in it. Plus it has the extended XG voices, and I believe there's about 486 of those. and this one also has a bunch of different styles and different kind of rhythms in it, up to like, I don't know how many drum kits. I think it has like 42 drum kits. And so you can change out your drummers, your drum kits. You can put your own kits together. It'll serve any kind of special effects drum kit. It'll save it for you. Another fascinating thing, something that has usually only appeared on clavinovas, is something that's known as the vocal harmonizer. You plug your microphone into here, and there's a number of presets, and you can go in there and set them. You can also take any preset and make it into your own user preset, and it will save those. That's really kind of neat, because when you sing through it, that's going to be a separate video. We're just going to feature the vocal harmonizer on a video, and then a lot of these are going to be sectional videos. Today's just a basic overview. And the other thing is that it has Bluetooth capability, and I believe that's only audio. I didn't see it mention that it was MIDI, and I didn't find any additional information on that. It does have 4 gig memory on board, and you can also use a flash drive. So with that, what I wanted to lay out is how the demo works. And what I did is, this isn't the kind of video that I normally do where I play, and yeah, I play a lot, but what I'm doing is I'm going through the sounds. I tried to at least touch almost every single sound that's in this thing. And I skipped over some of them where there's lots of them, like for example, I didn't do all of the strings or all of the organs, and I did absolutely none of the accordions. So it's not a testament of anything. It's just that sound is hard to take after a while, because it is a little bit bright. Not that there's a problem with the accordion sounds. They have the Musette and all the other things. They're wonderful sounds. And this is what I wanted to focus in on. The sounds, I had to deliberately keep them short on this video, because I wanted to cover a lot of them. For about 20 or 30 minutes, when I was supposed to be in here investigating the keyboard, all I could do was play on certain sounds. It is captivating. It is as much fun as any other keyboard you've played that has all these new created sounds in it and things you can build. And I only used one sound at a time. You can put 3 up there. You can put a whole bunch of different sounds piled up together. And the strings are authentic, realistic. I mean, if you play a saxophone, you're going to swear this doesn't sound like a sax if you're a sax player for life. But to me, it does. And if you're an arranger, hearing a synthesized or a sampled saxophone is better than hearing some kind of organ doing it, or just someone else making up the part. For the most thing, you can really put together some phenomenal sounding demos for a song. And we have that video coming up as well. So we're going to use this platform for the PSR-SX700. This is a portable keyboard. You can pick it up and walk around with it, and you can use it professionally. You can have a lot of fun with it. And I'm going to let some of these sounds and some of these styles speak for themselves, and we'll come right back. Again, this is a 61-note workstation, arranger, and keyboard. So at the same time, it comes with 128-note polyphony, and it would be nice if it could read 256. At least you could program maybe bigger, fatter sounds into it, but the bottom line is they're really great sounds, and I don't know that you would need that kind of polyphony at any one time if you have multi-track recording capability, unless you wanted to put something really fancy like a grand piano together. In that instance, you might be better off getting a 88 key and MIDIing it to it and using the sounds or using the brains in this thing. That's how I originally got trained myself on the old PSR-900, is that I put one on top of a clavinova and ran a MIDI cable to it and just used the sounds in it. I also did that with those little reface keyboards that they had, because the refaces were mini keys. They were smaller. They were almost like those little top of the organ keyboard keys. But if you plugged it into MIDI, you could have access to all those sounds, and I would plug it right back in through the clavinova and use the sound system. So the refaces that have now come around to being like what's now known as the CK88 or the CK61, that sound card is kind of a combination of the refaces. Some of those luscious, gorgeous sounds are in here, and then there's also some deeper sounds in here. What I really like is they put an arpeggiator on here, and that makes it kind of fun if you want to do some 80s synth music. There isn't any kind of music you cannot put together and assemble a song on here. And I have a friend that had a lot of the motif and the montage type of sounds and setup are in the brains of this instrument as well. And I have heard a country song with phenomenal guitar work in it that was all done on these keyboards. And if you take your time and you play these sounds like the instrument is played, just using the keyboard instead, but you articulate and play in the style of, say, if it were guitar, you want to strum back and forth, you need to spread your notes out like they are on a guitar, and you can make it sound very, very realistic. And if you have not had a chance to play one of these PSR-SX700s, get into a music store, come and see us here at Alamo Music Center, and sit and play with. You can put headphones on it and have time will go by because the sounds are just really a lot of fun, and you can put songs together on the fly. You can take a recording of yourself on a flash drive and go home and listen to it in your car. You can also put together a real quick 4 or 5 track kind of a music jam and layer parts on top of it and go back in and remix it. It is a lot of fun. It's so much fun and so much functionality. We're going to have to break this down into videos. If you go online and look at other videos that other music stores put out, it's hard to get everything that this thing does into one kind of a brief short video. So this is our first basic overview of the PSR-SX700. It's a phenomenal, fun instrument and a fun machine to own. Thank you for watching. This is Ted Barcelou with Alamo Piano Galleries and Alamo Music Center. And we'll be looking to see and listen from your comments on this. Hopefully some of you already have one of these and you can add to it as we go along and give me ideas for what to do. Until next time, thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll see you soon.